Respected His Excellency Dr. Atiur Rahman, Honorable Governor of Bangladesh Bank, the President and the Head of EU in Bangladesh, Shri Ravindranath, Chairman and Managing Director, National Small Industries Corporation, Government of India, those who make the soul of this great nation, the delegates who have joined me from India, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. As I begin, my heart pays homage to one of the greatest presidents India had, and we lost a couple of days back, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. And a president who specially said that I don't want a holiday on my death. If you really want to pay homage to me, work an extra day. So I dedicate this day, this event, this major milestone in the lives of the SMEs of these two nations to my president, my ex-president, someone who's an idol and an icon to millions, not just in India, but perhaps across the world. 29th of July 2015, it's a historic day. It's a moment which millions of people, both sides of the border, would remember forever. It is for the first time that small entrepreneurs, guided by people who are actually giving light to the world, Dr. Atiur Rahman, entrepreneurs of both the nations today have come together. And what hereafter would be a different entity, a very unique and very special, which would be guiding millions of entrepreneurs in Bangladesh, IamSME of Bangladesh. I'm sure the journey has just begun, but the moment, today's moment, is forever. I think all of us are very lucky that at some stage in life we would proudly say that we witnessed this historic moment in presence of Dr. Atiur Rahman. I hear every passing day that Dr. Atiur Rahman being referred to as banker for the poor people, the banker of the developing world, the banker of the agrarian economy. Ask me, and I call him banker of the century. A living legend. For computers, it was estimated that the smallest computer in the world would weigh something like 1.5 tons. This was just a few years back. For cars, someone said the automobile is just a temporary occurrence. I believe the horse. Even Carl Benz in 1920 said that the car is now completely developed. What else is still to come? That was 1920 coming from Carl Benz. And in the 1929, Professor of Economy said, it looks like the stock markets have reached a permanent high level. And that was the year when the US saw the Great Depression. Paradigm shifts. Often what things unachievable, impossible, over a period of time, things are happening. And that is exactly what we believed. 3 years back, when we started thinking about IamSME of Bangladesh, it looked like a distant journey. But what do you need? You need one person like Sukamal Sinha Chaudhary to make it happen. And you need blessings from someone like Dr. Atiur Rahman, who said, go on and do it. This is what has turned this caterpillar into a butterfly. Idea is that we have to focus on two things: customer perception and aesthetics. These two things are now critical for any business to survive and live this decade. Second, most important is productivity and efficiency. Even if I make the best, but I don't make it productively enough, I would not be able to create a market. And in this direction, energy efficiency, the newer mechanisms, the new technologies, the automations, these become extremely important. And that is why no business can survive without ICT. In fact, in Germany today, they have introduced a concept called Industry 4.0. Friends, they said that the first industrial revolution happened when we made a steam engine. The second step towards industrial revolution was when we introduced the mass production systems. The third revolution happened when the processes and the quality controls were brought into those systems, creating winning teams, creating organization structure, bringing in that feeling of ownership in every person working in enterprise. This is one area which I see is very important for future, and both institutions will be working. Succession planning is something which I see as a new era requirement. When I look at largest enterprises, one thing we take out from there is how the business passes successfully from generation to generation. Entrepreneurs this side of the world also need to plan for future in terms of succession. So if we are looking at global sustenance, if we are looking at global competitiveness, let me mention a 6D map. They say that the first D that happens is digitalization. The second D is deception. When you don't even know what that digitalization is doing, how it's going. The third D is disruption. When that idea becomes exponential, it reaches out to the world. And then three things happen: demonetization, dematerialization, and democratization. Demonetization, you start getting so many things free, which never were before. Skype made long distance telephony free. It's a new business idea. There are many things which are free in the world happening today. So what was the yester model does not apply anymore. It leads to dematerialization. You can digitally download music. So no more cassettes, no more CDs. Dematerialization. Once you have a mobile smartphone in your hand, you don't need digital cameras anymore. Dematerialization is happening. And lastly, when they say democratization, when the cost of the hardware becomes so less that every human being anywhere in the world can afford. So these 6 Ds are actually changing the world, and I think this is exactly where both these institutions will work and how we would later reach out to our entrepreneurs. My salutations to all women entrepreneurs. Whenever I come to Dhaka, I see a huge participation, a lot of participation from women entrepreneurs. This is something which we dearly miss in India, and I admit that there are two areas where every time I come to Dhaka, I really find it much ahead, and proudly so. One, the participation of women entrepreneurs, and two, the way your mobile banking has reached out to every corner of this world. My compliments to all my partners here. And this is where our women entrepreneurs and your women entrepreneurs, I'm sure, they'll work with each other. Honorable Governor, Dr. Atiur Rahman, saw this vision last year. It was in February that he sent a team to India. This is the team that came to India and was briefed by Honorable Governor himself. This team today is the first team of the directors of IamSME of Bangladesh. These are the directors of Bangladesh. These are the leaders who today have taken upon a lot of responsibility upon their shoulders. The world hereafter is your playground. India, of course, IamSME of India, of course, is just your friend in arms, your partners when you want to work together, your supporters when you want us to cheer you. We'll work with you wherever it's required, and together I'm sure both these institutions would change the rules of the game. We would change for entrepreneurs of both the nations. We would make a difference in their lives, and that is what should be the role of both these institutions. I see infinite possibilities, and which would happen much faster than many of us would believe. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I congratulate everyone, and I hope this small roadmap that I presented for both these institutions hereafter would keep guiding us, and of course we will keep evolving. Thank you very much once again. Thank you so much, Sukamal Sinha. Thank you so much, Honorable Governor Dr. Atiur Rahman, all the entrepreneurs, and congratulations to your first president, Mr. Kiran. And I'm sure here onwards, this world, this journey is entirely yours, and we are here to cheer you. Thank you.